Aloha from the Ozarks, folks. I've got this 16 by 40 garden shed they just brought onto my lot. It's brand new in my inventory. It's got this urethane paint on the outside, black roof and black trim, 4 windows and a walk-in door, 36 by 80 9-light walk-in door, 4 2x3 single pane windows, and it has our new raised cord roof trusses, so you have a higher ceiling headroom inside the building. After lots of customer demand for higher headroom, for more headroom up in the ceiling, we've built this new raised cord roof structure. This building has the radiant barrier roof applied on the inside, and I'll tell you about all that stuff in just a second. So, standard on all of our buildings, our 2x4s are pressure treated premium grade lumber. 2x4s are 16 inches apart. Standard in our walls are 16 inches on center. We double stud the walls every 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? All the way down, so 4 feet apart, we double stud. So it's every third stud, so 1, 2, and then it's double studded, okay? 1, 2, and then it's double studded, and this one happens to be where we attached a window. Windows are, at a minimum, they are going to be double studded. In this particular case, because of where it falls, it's triple studded, okay? But their minimum door and window frames are double studded. That's standard, okay? I'm gonna show you a door. So door frame, double studs, all right? That's how we do all of our door and window frames, are double studded at a very minimum. Now, not every shed company does it that way, so you should check it out. If you are shopping around, that's definitely something you should check out. How do they frame up their doors and windows? And why does that make a big difference? Because that helps keep that frame of the window or the door square with the building, so that once the building's been delivered, brought to your site, and leveled, the doors and windows should open and shut freely like they're supposed to. And that's partly because of how we frame up our doors and windows, okay? Bottom of the walls are always a single stud 2x4. Tops of the walls, wall caps, are always double stud 2x4s. That's how we do our walls. Other companies may not, so you pay attention if you're shopping around. We double stud the wall caps, okay? And that gives us a strong, sturdy, secure place to mount and anchor our roof trusses to the double stud wall caps. Now we mount our roof trusses using these metal hurricane screws. You can see that right there. Those metal screws are really long metal screws designed to withstand over 800 pounds of tensile strength per screw. So that is holding every single roof truss together onto the top of the walls. It's fastening the roof trusses to the tops of the walls. It's part of the reason we are able to offer a 150 mile an hour wind gust certification on our buildings, because of how we hold our roof trusses to the tops of our walls. Okay, so that's super duper important. So I've talked to you about how we do our walls and how we frame up our doors and windows. Now let's talk to you about the roof. The roof is also 2x4 premium grade lumber, all right? It's pressure treated. The premium grade means that it's a pretty grade of lumber. It's not ugly. It doesn't have a ton of ugly knots and discolorations. It's pretty premium grade, okay? We pay more for that, but it gives you a better looking shed on the inside, and it gives you better quality of building material, okay? They are, so the standard roof trusses, as you see, 2x4s. At the top of the roof, we have a screened-in roof ridge vent. Down at the bottom, as you can see, there's some light that peeks through, and that's because we do a soffit vent all the way along the sidewall, okay? And we drill holes through that to allow airflow. So the air flows up through the soffit vent and then goes out through the screened-in roof ridge vent that runs the entire peak of the roof. It's screened in to keep out bugs and debris, but it allows for a bunch of airflow working in conjunction with the soffit vents on both sides. So the air comes up and goes out, comes up and goes out. We move more airflow, more air out of our buildings than any of the other portable building companies because of our soffit vents and roof vent combinations. We have a very special ventilation system, gets that humidity and heat out of the building, so there's less chance for mold and mildew to grow inside of one of our sheds compared to the other companies, which tend to do a much less airflow. They tend to just put a single little roof vent up in that top corner and then another one way over in the other corner, and that's about all they've got for ventilation, which doesn't move very much air out of a big building like this. So you definitely want to pay attention to how do they ventilate their buildings, and you know how we ventilate ours. Now our roofs, what's standard about our roof is that in the roofing industry, you're going to use OSB roof decking, and that's what we use. But on the inside of this particular building, we've applied what we call our G-board radiant barrier. This reflective material reflects heat out. 97% of the sun's radiant heat gets reflected out. Makes a big difference in the summer times, like 15 degrees cooler, 15 to 20 degrees cooler in a building that has the radiant barrier roof versus a building that does not. It makes a huge difference. You come onto my lot in the summertime, just walk inside to one of my buildings that has this, and then go walk inside of a building that doesn't have this, and you can literally feel the difference. It makes a huge difference. Let's see, what else to talk about on the roof? Oh, on the roof, outside of the roof is metal. It's a metal roof on top of OSB decking, and sandwiched in between the metal and the OSB decking is a little moisture barrier, a tar paper, okay? That's standard for how we do all of our roofs. What's not standard is the radiant barrier. That's an upgrade, and that I usually get that in every one of my bigger buildings just because that's what most people would want. But we can build it for you. If you don't want the radiant barrier, we can do that without the radiant barrier. Let's talk about the floors. In this building, we're using LP Smart siding and LP Smart flooring. LP is from Louisiana Pacific. That's what the LP stands for. They're a sister company to Georgia Pacific. This is made out of aspen wood. It's all aspen wood. It's held together with their glues and resins that they use to put it together. It's designed for the portable shed industry to withstand moisture and temperature extremities. It's designed just to be able to be a very good product for your siding that's moisture and weatherproof, okay? So it's durable. It's not cheap particle chipboard that falls apart when it gets wet. This is designed to withstand all that kind of stuff. And that's on the siding as well as the flooring. Now the flooring looks different because they put a protective sheet on the top. Makes it impact resistant, okay? And it's thicker. The siding is thinner, the flooring is thicker. It's 3/8. It's 3/4? Yeah, 3/4. 5/8, I think is what, I'm sorry, I can't get my numbers right, on how thick the flooring is. Standard underneath the floor in the subfloors are 2x6 floor joists. So our walls are 2x4s, but our floor joists are 2x6s. And like our wall studs, they are 16 inches apart. So 16 inches apart underneath all the way across. We can do an upgraded heavy-duty floor at 12 inches on center if you'd rather do that instead of 16 inches, but most people just go with the 16 unless you're putting something super heavy-duty inside of the building. 16 inches on center is plenty strong enough for most people's needs, okay? So that's standard for how we do our floors, and they're tongue and groove. So every one of these LP Smart flooring slabs are interlocked with one another. They're tongue and groove, okay? Same thing's true for the siding. We tongue and groove overlap all of the siding as well. Underneath the flooring, aside from those 2x4s or 2x6s that are floor joists, we have runners. So there's 4 giant runners that go underneath this building, 4 big skids you might call them, right? They're the thing that make this a portable building. Those are 4x6s. They're pressure treated lumber. They're huge, they're strong, and we notch them out 1 inch deep every place a floor joist is gonna sit, okay? So delivery from my lot is free within the first 50 miles. Anything past 50 miles, we gotta charge $10 per mile for this big building because it does require special permits and 2 pilot vehicles, okay? The price on the building, I'll have it listed on this video description or on my website or both places, so check that out. I'll have that listed for you. We also offer discounts. There's a military discount, veterans, active duty or retired military discount. Thank you for your service. Let me know if you are, so I can apply that extra discount. The pricing can change month to month as different specials are run. So just check my website to see what the latest pricing is, or message me. You can text me, you can call me, you can hit me up on wherever you're watching this video on Facebook or YouTube and just send me a message and I can let you know, okay? Let's talk about rent to own. Rent to own is cash price is always your lowest and best price, but we have rent to own at 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, or 6 years. 6 years your lowest price. No credit check and no penalty to pay it off early. That's a great thing. So if you do pay it off early, that's to your benefit, and I always recommend that you do that. That's for you. Okay, so if you can pay it off early, please do so. It's good for you. If you have any other questions about this building or anything else on my lot, or want us to custom build one for you, you know what to do. Reach out to me. You can message me any way I've mentioned before. My website's right there. My phone number's right there. Hit me up. Aloha from the Ozarks.